So the next question is, why is it important to be organic? Because I know you guys don't spray a single chemical, which I very much appreciate. That's why I get veggies from them, actually. It's because they're 100% organic.
I think, this system doesn't really require a need to, and we never have used anything anyway. I guess you just look at nature. What's nature doing? How long has that grown without any help? Mm-hmm. And so basically we are just looking at nature and like, okay, what's going on out there? And we bring it into the garden. And it's actually simple. I don't think it's not rocket science, which is beautiful. And I think we just have lost touch with what's around us. And so it's just getting back to it's not something new. It's something that's old that we just, need to tune into.
Yeah, I like what you said, how it's something old. It's something our ancestors have always done. It's only the last 100 years or so that we've actually started using chemicals. So actually, Hope Gardens goes around to schools and they teach children. So I think that's great. And I wanted to ask the question, why is it important to teach children about this? And maybe you could explain what you do with the schools and how you teach the children. I would love to hear more about that.
Well, it's really about education. It's about education, because even when you first came to our house, you were just wanted plants to buy because we had plants for sale, or non-GMO / everything you were looking for in a plant. That's what we wanted to offer. Why do we always have a bar that measures people? If you only were smart enough, you would need help. Well, that's not true. Everybody needs help. Mm-hmm. And so we just really want to come alongside people. And we just knew when we developed a business plan, we knew that without any filters, what would it look like? And we thought, we want to educate people. We want to equip people to have their own gardens. And what does that look like? Well, sometimes it's still being developed, because we don't know everything still today. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so the truth of it is, everybody has value. And you should see those kids when they get to put a seed in the ground. Oh, you want me to touch dirt? But the same kid, the next time you come, wants to get in the dirt more. So even my doctor told me to touch dirt. He says it brings healing. I don't even understand that. But those kids, when they actually planted something and they come back after summer and see that it grew, they feel like Superman. They feel like $1 million. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. So what can't you do when you think you can do something? And so that's only a very small portion of why we do it, but that's part of why we do it.
Next question I had for you guys was, what is some of your farming methods? Do you use natural pesticides, bugs, tilling, no tilling, etc.?
Of it is a strong plant stands against bugs. Bugs attack weak plants. Mm-hmm. And if your plants are stronger, you have less bugs. Mm-hmm. But not all bugs are bad. Some bugs take care of other bugs. Yeah. So we do sometimes use diatomaceous earth. That's a healthy thing. But not very often, not as often as we could or should. But sometimes so you eat one less leaf because you take a bug and it's played away. That's not all bad either. Because you're not going to get it all no matter what you do. Not sure what we're going to do when we do fruit trees. Fruit trees, you may have to spray something on it.
Natural.
Because otherwise there's other bugs that come on the flower and they don't show up until the apple becomes an apple. But they're in there already. But the overall goal is to not use any chemicals. Yeah. I mean, somebody uses hairspray. Who likes to walk in the bathroom after hairspray goes on?
He's talking to me.
No, I was gonna leave the name. I was leaving the names out to protect the innocent.
Notice it.
But you know what I'm saying? I'm saying chemicals taste bad. Why use them?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I'll share a little bit too. Our method is basically you look out in nature, what's nature doing, and if you have healthy soil, you have healthy plants, and so it really starts in the soil. And so we don't till. There's just a myriad of organisms that are underneath the earth that you don't see that are all feeding the plants. And so as soon as the soil is torn up, it's kind of breaking that cycle, like that web that's going on underneath the earth. And so instead we cover. So if you look in nature, when does nature fertilize?
Fall.
In the fall.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, we'll see.
But we typically want to fertilize in the spring because that's just our way of thinking. So, but if you don't uncover the ground, so we don't till, we cover. Just like the leaves fall. Well, we always rake them away, right? But in the garden setting, it's not just leaves. It's basically like you're recreating the forest floor. And so some of the richest soils that is covered, deep mulch soil. So the worms love it. It has more air, spacing for the roots to grow. And every time it rains, it's making compost tea.
Which
And so-
leaves alone would do. But leaves alone aren't good enough. Leaves will cover the growing grass, the growing weeds, and it will kill the new growth. But it doesn't change the soil a whole lot. So the wood chips, the mulch actually changes.
Mm-hmm.
It takes all of it, right? It takes us, it takes you, it takes all of it.
Mm-hmm. And so we don't ever till. We go right over the grass or whatever you have existing in layers. So if you really want like a quick instructional, I'll give you that. So as far as an instructional, you would start with, you could put like a paper. Some people use newspaper. We use like a roll paper on a roll. And cover right over the grass. If you want immediate success, because sometimes some of the soils aren't real, have a lot of organic matter in them. They are, sometimes there's a lot of clay or, too sandy. You can bring compost in. But if you-
Composted dirt.
Soil. Yeah, and so you bring like a good compost soil in. But if you don't have the funding, which then the system will work, it just takes a little more time. So you would add like about 3 to 4 inches of compost soil, and then up to like 5 inches of wood chips, like 3 to 5 inches of wood chips. Natural wood chips, like someone just chipped a tree, leaves and all, something like a tree service guy, not the kind in the bags, that you get at the grocery store.
But I like the stained red ones. Is that good?
No.
Okay.
So anyway, and then some natural manure on top of that. So it's kind of like this layer. But once you do it, you don't have to like do much to amend it. After a few years, you can add some more wood chips to it. But it's not like you have to do this every year, and you don't want to till it in the spring. You don't want to ever till it. We haven't tilled, our garden. We don't till anymore. It just stays covered.
People say organic farming is just too hard. The bugs are going to eat it. The weeds are going to take your plants. Bugs eat everything. And just some people think it's not realistic because our world, I think they say by the year 2050, the world population is supposed to be at 9 billion. And just we can't do these methods. That's what some people are saying. And
Yeah, I mean, why does one farmer have to feed everybody? That's the idea of teaching you to do it at your house, teaching your neighbor to do it at his house. That's why we have a business, Seed for Hope, and we have a nonprofit, Hope Gardens. Both could go to schools, both do commercial settings, but Hope Gardens takes care of people that can't take care of themselves. And it's hard to separate it. Seed for Hope does the same thing, but it's really about educating people to take care of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I remember talking to a guy that helped us do this as well. It's like, why would you do that? Why would you want a greenhouse to have all those plants? Because people won't do it for themselves. So it's about equipping them to do it for themselves. And so it doesn't make him bad, it doesn't make me better. It just what's on my heart to do is to equip people to do it for themselves. So if you want to grow peppers, but that's all you like growing, maybe your neighbor wants to grow tomatoes. You know what I mean? And so you don't have to grow everything so you can eat yourself. You can share with your neighbor.
Yeah.
And the cool part about garden is that people don't have to look alike, talk alike. The gardening is the common goal, and people that don't walk the same path seem to walk together. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I love that about this. So it isn't about changing the farmer, because how are you going to cover a whole field? I'm not sure. You know, but you can. We got about a 75 by 75 garden, and we got other places that we do gardening. So you acquire places as you move forward. But it's really about equipping you so you can equip your friends, because I'll never meet probably any of your friends. But if you can teach them something that you learned from us, that we like that a lot.
Yeah.
The one thing too is we don't feel like we need to push something, like
Agenda.
don't be this, be this. Just bring something beautiful to people and let them see something beautiful and let them experience it and taste it. And so it's not like this is good, that's bad. Do we like the organic? I mean, do we think that's a great idea? Absolutely. But let's just like bring something beautiful to people without bringing judgment to somebody and making them feel lesser than. Because, I mean, I know many farmers. I just had coffee with a group of a dozen women. Some of them were farmers, and some of them were their husbands were GMO seed sellers. And so the conversation was interesting because
Yeah.
and they were kind of they were getting excited because they feel judged by the industry now because there's so many restrictions now.
Yeah.
They're trying to get on, and so instead of like criticizing them, just like this is why we do what we do, and we
Showing them.
appreciate you. I mean, their hearts are they're not nobody's they're not trying to hurt somebody. These are beautiful people that are trying to feed people as well. And so let's just
farmers.
let's just bring something good to people and let people decide for them, and teach people how to do. If people know a different way, but if you only heard one way, but then all of a sudden you see something different, and it's hard to tell people. You have to show people.
Sounds like instead of just coming at people in judgment and your way's wrong, my way's better, it's just you do things good, you make things beautiful, and that's what inspires change.
Exactly.
I think that's a good way to summarize up
Yeah.
that last question.
Yeah.
What is this exactly?
This is a cucumber plant.
really
Look up in here.
Or baby watermelon.
They look like watermelons, do they not?
they do.
They're cucamelons.
Can you eat them now?
Yeah, you can eat them now.
All right. How does it taste, Sarah?
She's already filmed
I've
it.
already had one, but
Oh.
it was so good. It's just like a cucumber.
Giving up on the purple.
And how is it today, sir?
It tastes pretty good, actually.
Coming from the horse's mouth. So we grew those for a lady that she couldn't grow them for herself, so we grow our own plants, so she asked us to do it for her.
These are heirloom plant, and we got the seeds from Baker Creek, called cucamelon. It's a Mexican cucumber.
Cool. Show these raspberries here.
There's so many of them.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Take
called
that home
everberry.
and try not to eat it. And then use those seeds for next year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, plant that. Good idea.
Would you like to eat one?
Yes, absolutely.
Nom, nom, nom.
Nom nom.
Watch Sarah eat it because she's pretty and cute.
So there's something up with our raspberries. We're not sure what that is exactly.
But
But-
this is the fall too. So this is the second picking. The first one, it's called everbearing. You get two.
Two seasons, kind
Two
of.
seasons, yeah. two seasons.
We had some grapes there this year.
You have grapes?
We did. Well,
Wow.
we still
They're
have,
gone. We ate them all.
they were excellent.
I'm gonna have some more berries.
Concord.
Yoink.
All right.
And so, if you don't take the time to grow a good garden, you can't stand out here and eat.
Yeah.
So nothing like a garden party where you actually come out and just graze. You know, you
Love
just
it.
pick up a little. Oh, I'll have a little of this. I'll have a little of this. I'll have a little of this.
Yeah, this is just the way we're meant to eat, not things out of boxes. And
Did you show them a beet? Did you pull a beet up yet?
I did, yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's right there.
We've had some big ones out of here. We've had monster ones. Let's see if there's any monsters. But if you let them keep going, they're gonna. It's like the carrots. We can still get crop out of the carrots. So no reason to pick them all.
yeah,
Just get what you need, and then we have harvest later. You know.
those combined together are really good. We got a video on that.
Oh,
So
good.
check it out.
Yeah, beet carrot.
Did you show you the mint?
No?
Pineapple,
Pineapple
mint.
mint.
I don't think we've seen that on camera at least.
There it is. Now you have.
These whitish ones?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
taste
more,
it.
I think they're better in water versus in a food, but I don't know how to put them in food.
Well, if you could infuse water with it,
I'll try it.
she's trying it.
How is it, Sarah? A little
Pretty
bitterish?
strong, isn't it?
It is.
I like it better just in water, like lime water, lemon water, pineapple mint water.
Sure. No, it's not bad. What do you think, Sarah?
It'd be good for flavoring my water with.
Oh, one day I'd like to get better at this kind of stuff.
Day at a time,
Take,
buddy.
take,
Day at a
take.
time.
Every year I'll go bar.